my phone. I can.
Hey everybody, we have a hectic show for you tonight. Quick. Everyone's still trying to get set up after work. We're kind of rushing it, but it's not your typical night. It's Monday. We usually do it Tuesday, but the timing just didn't work this week. So welcome to Monday night. How's everybody's weekend?
Busy.
Busy, very busy.
Windy.
Windy. Did anyone get out fishing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
What did you guys chase?
All right, me and Dean both went after brookies at some different lakes. I don't know about you guys there.
Out at Beaumont Pond, yeah.
Beaumont Pond, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you guys make out?
I managed about a half.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it was good actually. It was slower, but yeah, it was pretty good.
I went out with Brandon from On Brand Fly Fishing there and managed to get about a half a dozen brookies with him. So he got himself a nice fired up male. So he was pretty happy about that.
Sweet. How did Jay and Aaron get out this weekend or what?
Yeah, we did. A little perching and a little piking, and yeah, that was about it.
Yeah. Did you guys? How was it? I heard it's pretty windy up there.
Yeah, it was windy. It was brutal.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty windy on Sunday.
Yeah. With Christmas right around the corner, and everybody's looking for a new toys for under the tree. We'll just start with Jay and do the clockwise. What do you guys? What's kind of the hot thing this year?
Oh man, it's kind of honestly, it's all over the board right now. Those new alpha augers have been a very hot topic at the shop right now, and our plastics always they just move. Like people love our plastics, and it's pretty awesome. Just being able to make this stuff in the shop, and you get a guy come in, hey, I'm looking for this color, can you do it up? And yep, no worries. And have it done up for them, and just the ability to be able to do that kind of stuff is pretty huge.
Sweet.
I'm digging some new treats. This suit of drift is more formally known as the frostbite style, but I mean it's the same stuff. It's from a different manufacturer, same manufacturer, different name under it. Putting those to the test, but they're pretty sweet looking. They're flying off the shelves. So get yourself a couple of those.
What size do those come in?
3/8, 3/16, and 16th are on the way.
Oh, nice. Are they they're pretty much like a flutter spoon, eh?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. There's interchangeable flashers.
Oh yeah, different colors.
Yeah. There's red, gold, and yellow.
What's the colors that have been working for you guys?
Well, I put the greenback. Well, I was skunked, to be honest, this whole weekend, but I put the greenback to the test, and I just didn't have any fish on my camera, man. It was terrible, but I got, this guy sitting right next to me pounding in the pike, and I'm doing something wrong. So I'm off to a real crap start, but at least I'm out fishing and enjoying it.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's a magic fun.
Yeah, as you were saying there, the microplastics I've been rocking, the Ice Pick and Battle Grub, in the they call it the Carrot Stick Glow Orange. Jay makes these in-house. They've been killing it for me for the brookies this year. I tried a few other colors, but the orange was what was definitely working. And what color we got? Pinky Glow, and then the Lime Blue Flake. These were the other two that were showing interest. So.
Nice. What about you other guys? What do you guys got sitting there?
Yeah, Adam basically just takes everything I take and uses it, and that's where you see those big fish come in. Yeah, I've been using these spikes here. They work really well. Same thing Adam's using there. pair them up with Wonderhead and these tungstens here, and they do real well. And then we got this tube jig here that Jay makes. They got a special shape to them that makes them really good. That I find works really well. And then in the open water near the fall there, we were using these chubby Chernobyls, call them magic bugs, because they were working so good there at the end of the fall there. That was just awesome. So yeah.
Sweet.
And well, ice season, I've been having a lot of luck with these. The double twister tails, the 2-inch ones. They've been working really good on some decent rainbows, and me and Broden had some pretty good luck early this year on brookies with them.
They don't work for brook trout.
Yeah. What's up, Greg?
I know some of the ticket stuff they've got in the store here too. Like Jay was saying, the augers, electric augers, they seem to be all the rage right now. Everybody's loving them. I know I love mine. It's awesome that they've got a bit of stock here. If anybody's looking for them, they have them. And the new tents. I was going to say the new tents that have the no-trip doors and the full-size door. I didn't think they were going to make that big of a difference. I picked one up last year, and I'll never look back. The difference is astounding. Being able to just walk in and out of your tent, not trip when you're running to your tip up, pulling your tub sled in and out of the tent makes it way easier. So I know they got a bunch of them in stock, and they're going to be putting more out soon. So if you're interested, come check them out for sure.
What would you guys say is the go-to auger this year?
Ooh, that's a
I don't
tough
care.
one.
I don't care what anybody says. I've used pretty much all of them except for the new Ion Alpha, which everybody seems to be pushing really hard. I will still pick a Strike Master any day of the week. I've gone out ice fishing 4 times this winter, and I haven't charged one battery yet. I've used one 6-amp-hour battery, and I'm still 3/4 of a battery after 4 days of full fishing.
Huh.
Yeah, I'd say probably some sort of a drill adapter. You know, the pistol bit, the torch, or the light flight seems to probably be the most popular. I've got the light flight, and it is the best one, no matter what anybody says. So there's that. I also have a Rapala gas auger that I cannot sell on Kijiji to save my life. I don't think anybody wants gas augers anymore. So.
Oh man, they're the best though.
Yeah.
They run all temperatures, no problem.
until the fuel pump gets clogged.
Yeah, and that never happens on that one.
You just need a Jiffy 30. They always go 10-inch party time.
And anybody knows where you're fishing.
Yeah, exactly. 2 lakes over, and you can hear everyone.
Yeah. With I know we're kind of getting out. Well, there's still quite a bit of fishing for trout right now, but I know people are going to start branching out to more different species as the ice is building right now. Do you guys have plans to switch it up here soon, or you going to keep going trout a little longer?
I've been out after whitefish a little bit already, and probably head out for perch on the next trip here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to start. I got a few trips planned for some big pike here pretty quick.
We're gonna take on those Wabaman whitefish.
Yeah, that's right.
Get those big 2-footers out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. With say going for those whitefish, what setups are you guys gonna be running for that? Line and rods and gear. What do you guys like to run?
I have never caught a whitefish in the winter, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
I think it depends on what lake.
I think, right?
Yeah, Cronny. I think it depends on which lake you go to, because I've spent a bit of time last year on Wabaman, and I don't think I've seen such whitefish that are so picky as they are on Wabaman Lake.
Yeah, I don't know. That's where I caught them on chironomid in the summer, but I'm gonna try it in the winter. I don't know. There's nothing else that worked for me.
They'll hit it, but it's like it seems like I've gone where you go some days and you put it in front of their face and nothing. Then you go one day, you drop it in, and they destroy it, like instantly.
It definitely depends on where you're fishing in the province. I found a lot of the northern lakes, the whitefish tend to be a little bit more predatory and eating small minnows, that kind of stuff. They'll use tiny jigging wraps, little rattling wraps. In the parkland lakes and our central lakes, they're typically more feeding on your bloodworms, plankton, or not plankton, sorry, your bloodworms and small crustaceans on the bottom of the lake. So you'll find them, a lot of guys are using their wire worms, Wetaskiwin specials bounced off the bottom, small spoons. And for myself, I honestly just use my pike and walleye rods, medium heavy, usually spooled up with about 15-pound braid, and then I'll run a 3 or 4 foot, probably 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. I like a little bit stiffer leader when I'm using the wire worms and stuff. It seems to give it that quicker up and down action. And yeah.
One thing I found is putting a little tiny, like if you're using wire worms or whatever, a little tiny weight at the bottom of your leader, like tying the wire worm kind of up about 10 inches off of a weight, seems to hold the line a little bit stiller.
Another tip too, a lot of guys have trouble keeping their wire worm staying horizontal on their line instead of vertical. If you put a dab of super glue on the end of your wire worm, it'll help hold your wire worm horizontal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like to go aggressive this time of year, but just like the slender spoons. They always kill it.
Yep.
Then flies. I'll double up flies. Do like a San Juan on the bottom or something. Then I'll run like a damsel on top. You can run that on a dead stick if you want. But the slender spoon and a flasher, that when those fish are aggressive, it's just like fishing for Lakers pretty much. They'll chase that water column. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool when they're fired up.
Whitefish.
Yeah. But I'll use like a medium light rod and 6-pound line. But I like going light on everything, kind of.
I know a lot of the whitefish you're after in that area too. They're much more. They seem to be a lot more line shy, and I don't want to say picky, but they definitely seem to be a little bit more line shy down around that area. They get pressure.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
that just the Masudi you're using, Mitch?
Pardon?
Is that the Masudi you're using?
I use a Masuda light half the time, just because I like to rip them. I got a medium here too with Pissy Fun reels. The Carbon X is an incredible reel. And then I got a Lunker Hunter medium and a clam rod too. I usually got a clam on the jaw jacker. It's just got a nice backbone. Gives a good hook set. But sometimes those dead sticking for whiteys just doesn't work, and that's where that auto jacker comes in. They like that little bit of movement most of the time.
No, I'm still too cheap to buy a jig and jaw jacker.
Oh, it's worth it. Especially if you don't have friends to go with. It's like you're hanging out with somebody half the time. It's just
with what is this? Oh, need some line re-spooled, Jay.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
While whitefishing, half the time you got a big dead stick down for pike. Sometimes they're cruising the same area chasing them. Yep. What do you guys like to run for big pike?
Tubes. I use tubes. I'll even use swim baits.
Yeah.
Like a 4 or 5 inch swim bait. I'll use swim baits, and they actually work pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Same here.
The last few years, I've started going to a big single octopus hook, whether with anchovies or herring. A few of the lakes that I fish that are bait band lakes as well, you can buy the HT windlass tip up, I believe it is, and I'll use tubes or swim baits on that, and that'll help give your deadline a little bit of action. And instead of having just a tube laying on the bottom, those windlass help give a little action that'll sometimes trigger those pike.
Yeah, for sure. I've lost one of those on Newell once. It was jigging perfectly, then just disappeared, and it was so clear you just watched the tip up go under the ice for a while, and it was gone.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, another one I like to use is just a jaw jacker with the bail flipped. Don't have it loaded or anything, just as like a rod holder, and just the bobber on the side of the ice. And I do a single trevor and a smelt or whatever. And that always works good too for big pike. I think it might be on the agenda this weekend. I don't know yet. Maybe big walleye.
Into that time of year for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
And a lot of the good spots, like I know, especially on Wobbler now, a lot of the spots where you can get to those big guys, it's like it's right there now for us.
Yeah, it seems like. Pardon?
I gave these things a try this weekend, and Aaron was running. What were you running? Oh yeah, you were running bait. That's right. I was just running plastic, so just straight plastic, and it was. How quick was it?
Right now.
Like, dropped it down the hole and like hammered right now. It was ridiculous. I could not believe it. And I tried a couple different colors, but this mint pearl green was just ridiculous.
I tried the pink and nothing happened.
Tried the pink. Yeah.
Aaron's just on a slum, I guess.
He's too aggressive, I think.
Oh yeah, he just gets too excited.
It's the hook set. Yeah.
Did he get anything tangled up in the ice fishing shack?
No, he didn't get anything tangled up. No.
Oh,
Learned
good.
some lessons. Learned some
You lost a few at the hole.
Yeah. What do you guys like running for rods and line for pike?
What was I running this weekend? I tried that Fenwick Elite Tech 42 medium fast, and I gotta say I like that rod.
Yeah.
Like I've never really used Fenwicks a whole bunch, and I really like that rod. I gave my my oldest the Masuda 40, and he hammered on a little bit on that thing, and I was using the Fenwick, and we were kind of switching back and forth, but I'm really fixated on the Masuda and now this Fenwick. I really like those. That's in my arsenal for sure. And then I'm running 13 fishing reels, and I do have some Pissy Fun reels as well. That Carbon X, like you said, that's a pretty bulletproof reel. It just works really well.
Yeah, I was running the 40 Masuda, the 36 Masuda, and the 28 Masuda, 28 light. And I was running some 10-pound line. What kind of line is that? 10-pound braided line.
That's 832 Suffix.
832 Suffix, and running some plastic, a little bit of bait, all sorts of everything. We were after perch. There's walleye and jack in there too, so I had an assortment of everything, but nothing really connected with me. Guess we'll move on.
Yeah.
I'm going to piggyback off of Jay. I like my 42-inch medium heavy Fenwicks. I've been running a few different models through the Elite Tech line over the last couple of years. I really, really like the actions on them. Good stiff backbone, but they're still sensitive for those light bites on the walleye. But when the pike, you do catch a big pike, you're able to handle it. My only gripe with the Fenwick rods is the size of the eyelets. I do find them a little small when you're fishing outside and there's ice buildup.
Yeah.
Last year, I picked up a few of the 13 Fishing Omen Blacks and a Widowmaker. All three of them were 42 inches. I got two medium heavies. and a heavy in the Omen Black, and I'm really impressed with them. They have really large eyelets on them. They don't seem to ice up as much. And all of those rods I'm running either 2000 series or 2500 series Fluger Presidents or President XTs with 20-pound braid. And then whatever leader I'm feeling that day, whether it's fluorocarbon or titanium.
I just picked up a new one the end of the season last year. I picked up a 42-inch Quantum medium heavy, and I got it paired with a favorite reel that I wanted to try out this year, with a 2500 series, and it seems pretty solid. I haven't really caught anything big on it yet, but it's the eyelets are good. They're big enough, and I'm pretty excited to actually hook something sizable on it this year. See how she handles it.
Sweet. Yeah, I got the Masuda 2. I've been running, tested, put her through the grind last year. Lost one down the hole on a big pike. And I got, I don't mind these lunker hunters. These things got good back, 36. I got a couple of them. And I also got a Fenwick too. I like that. But I think I'll reach out in some different rods this year too, just to play around, because there's so many different rods, so many manufacturers to test out. So
that's what I've been doing a lot of, just picking up different rods. Like, I've never tried this. Try it, see what it, look at the reviews, and then test it out, see what I think about it.
Yeah, definitely fun to experiment. What do you guys like to rock for walleye?
Right now, I'm rocking a whooping stick.
Yeah.
I bought it from my kid for, like, when I first started ice fishing, like 3-4 years ago now. And it's, you know what, man? It handles it just fine. Like, for a cheap rod, works great. Like, but I do plan on buying a good walleye rod this year. So yeah. I just upgraded my trout one. I upgraded the pike one last year, and now here coming up pretty quick, I'll upgrade the walleye to something nice.
Sweet.
Man, I got so many rods, Mitch. I don't even know what to say. my wife hates it. She's probably watching right now, and she's probably going, mm-hmm. But majority of my walleye rods, walleye specific, are all the favorite line of rods. I use a lot of favorite rods, 30 mediums, 32 medium, and medium heavies, and yeah, I like them for complete combos. Just to put some line on and go. They haven't let me down yet. They work. Haven't busted any. Reels seem to be holding up. Yeah, price point's good. So whatever.
Yeah, those whitebird rods. Is that what they are? Whitebird, white eagle? I always forget what.
Whitebird, yeah.
Whitebird, yeah. Those ones seem to be pretty good. The medium.
That's for walleye. I'm still using the first Fenwick Elite Tech I bought, so the tips got a little softer after a few years of use, but it's holding up, and I really like it for when they're biting light. But again, strong backbone for when they're aggressive. So, and I've really found the Rapala Rippin' Wraps and the Veer Wraps the last few years seem to be the ticket for active walleye. So,
yeah. Do you guys run like a dead? What do you do for a dead stick for walleye?
Jig and minnow.
Jig and minnow.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, depending on the ground now, I'll just run the minnow right on the bottom.
Yeah. I've gone through doing about a 16th or 8th ounce tungsten jig head with a wide gap long shank hook, and then running a minnow on that. It seems to be fairly productive.
What do you guys go for if it's really slow? Like if you're getting a real tough bite, what is your go-to on that? I'm not a walleye guy, so
jig and a minnow.
Dang, man, these walleye are particular fish. They like it real much.
Generally, I like to experiment, so I'll play with.
Man, what's with you guys and all your bait? That hurts.
I'll go with the jig and wrap normally. I love using those. Sometimes, lipless crank or something like that, small tube or whatever, and it works good. But then you get those days, man, where like literally you bring them in with your jig and wrap, and they hit the dead stick every time.
Yeah.
Like I always try and think kind of like when I'm fishing for perch. When perch seem to be a little bit turned off, they're usually after a smaller presentation. Your 4 and 5 mil tungstens and stuff. And this last year, I picked up a few 8 millimeter tungstens. I think Big Sky makes them. I can't remember for sure. But then again, I'll put the smaller 2-inch spikes on there, and that seems to get them a little bit more fired up.
Downside.
Yeah. I'll just do a small treble and just a regular shiner and leave it right on the ground. Leave the bail open. They like, especially those pressured lakes that see so many minnows. They'll go right by your hook if it's just suspended, and they'll go pick the ones off the ground. And it's always a little better. Works a lot better for me. You'll catch a lot more fish too that way. And
you might get a bonus burb.
Oh, everyone likes bonus burbs.
Yeah.
Since we're on walleye and we kind of talked about finicky perch, what do you guys like doing for perch?
Dinner bell. They hit they hit that dinner bell, like that little micro dinner bell. They go crazy for it.
All the fish I usually chase, perch has never really been one of them. But I accidentally caught one last year. I thought it was a pike, little guy sitting right off the bottom, and I wasn't targeting them, and I ended up catching like a 10-inch perch. And I'm like, sweet. So this year, I'm going after perch.
I love ice fishing. Perch is like it's like a video game, man. It's so fun.
Yeah.
I like using small Len Thompsons. It doesn't seem to matter what color pattern you use. It has more to do with the action. But any of those number 6 to 8 Len Thompsons, a lot of people would consider that even on the bigger side, but if they're aggressive, they will hit bigger baits. I'll use small tube jigs as well quite a bit. They seem to be fairly effective. I've actually gone away from using maggots and mealworms so much for baits and a lot to the microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be just as effective, if not more effective. Yeah. And you don't need to bait your hook after every single fish you catch, which is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Any like little plastic that just has that little bit of a wiggle, just like a little bit of a wiggle on it, and that seems to do it.
What do you got, Aaron?
So what do you call these ones? I call them twitch plastics, but
they're just picks, ice picks. That's a 2.5.
Ice picks. So I'll put that on with just a little small 4 mil or 5 mil tungsten, and I'll just pop that. And like Adam said, he's been going away from maggots and mealworms. I tell you what, maggots and mealworms, if the perch aren't biting, but if they are biting, I'll switch it up and put that in, and they're hammering on that all day long. Kyle has also been pretty successful on the stonefly plastics for perch as well, summer and winter. So they're working. And then another Wetaskiwin special, right? The Lexi Lures ones, the copper, that's been a hot one. But I mean, it's nice to get them down there and just get on that perch bite. Sometimes it's slow and sometimes it's really hot.
Yeah, I find those jigging spoons, they kind of deter the small ones, and you tend to get the bigger ones.
Yeah. That's same as little crank.
If you're catching a lot of small fish, don't be afraid to upsize your offering. It'll eliminate those small fish, and a lot of times it'll trigger the bigger fish to eat.
Yeah, I'll use little cranks, little darters.
Yeah.
They've always worked good for bigger perch. They'll just bring them in, and they usually steamroll when they come in too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ultralight rip and wraps, same thing as the walleye.
Yeah.
I find the ultralight rip and wraps are awesome.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam's wondering where he can find the lake trout right now.
Well, if you got a boat, you can head out to Cold Lake and go fish. There are a few lakes around Alberta you could go out to for lake trout right now. If you're willing to go for an adventure, they're pretty spread out still after coming into the shallows for the spawn in the fall.
Yeah.
They'll be targeted around structure, eating bait. They'll still be schooled up behind the whitefish where they're spawning. If you're willing to put in the time, you'll find them though.
Yeah. For those perch rods, what are you guys using in line combos?
I'm using 8-pound test, open face reel, 28 Masuda light, 8-pound line, right? Yeah, I already said that. 8-pound line, ice line. I've been doing well with it. It's been awesome. I haven't even changed it. I didn't have to.
I use 4-pound.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah.
I like a lighter rod. It's a little bit more forgiving. Like you can lose quite a few perch if it bounces at all. So I like that lighter rod.
I'm on Aaron's side here. I run 8-pound braid on either medium light or medium rods, and that's just because a lot of times if you're fishing for perch, you're going to pick up the odd pike.
Yes, now.
Lures are pretty expensive these days, and I don't like losing them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, 4-pound line. Get a light rod or medium light. Always works good. What do you guys use for electronics?
I'm a big fan of the Humminbird Helix series. I've got 2 Helix 7s. I run them both on my boat in the summer. One is a Mega SI, one is a Mega Down Eye. Use them front and rear on the boats, but I like that you can take them off, use them in the winter. You still have your GPS, you can make your maps and go to your waypoints, adjust your depths, change your sonar angles, interference rejection. It's a really handy unit if you're willing to put the time in and learn it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm running a Lowrance Hook 4 with the chirp, and it's perfect. Good all around unit. I can put it in my canoe. I can switch it to my boat, but then it's got you can switch out for the ice transducer, and I can run it all year out on the ice too. So I've even used it lake trout fishing, and it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's the best, but if you know how to fiddle with the settings enough, you can get enough clarity that you can see it. But I find sometimes it's pretty. When I first started trying it, I was like, I couldn't see anything on the bottom. Like it wouldn't pick it up. But then playing with the sensitivity, everything, I managed to figure it out enough to get it so you can actually see the fish coming and jig when you're jigging in those pretty deep waters.
I've been loving going out without the electronics.
Yeah.
I've left them.
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring that up once everybody's done. For the guys that get out fishing quite a bit over the winter, I challenge you once this winter to go out with either yourself or some friends and turn off all your electronics. I did that a couple times over the last few years with a bunch of friends, and every time we've all agreed that the most fun we've had on the ice in a day is when we don't use our electronics.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying too hard.
You're too focused.
You're trying to fish.
Like, oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Let's go.
Yeah, and like when you try to fish, you always suck at fishing.
They definitely have a time and a place, and I'm not saying don't use them, but don't forget why you started fishing.
Yeah, for sure. For pike fishing, I usually don't use any electronics. Lose you're in that shallower range, so it doesn't really matter anyways, and you're just watching bobbers unless you're just ripping cranks. And if you're ripping cranks, it's just going to blow in anyways. So
Yeah.
My little cruise coming, I always bring the Aquaview with me. My girls just get a kick out of watching stuff come in, and yeah, they're just, yeah, they love it. So I always make sure I got the Aquaview if the whole family's coming. If I'm going by myself, I don't bring anything normally. And I do have, Lowrance is one of my favorites. I do have Garmin and Humminbird as well, but I do like the Elite F7. That's I really like that unit. It's sweet.
Yeah.
I'm using Kyle's electronics, his Garmin fork, and my Vexlar. I like to watch what's going on down there, just drop it down, see if there's fish there, and then pull it back up and fish blind for the rest of the day. I don't really like to run electronics either.
No.
There's nothing like watching down, like when you're in by yourself in your tent, you know, and you're just looking down the hole.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's why I got in. That's
that.
the whole reason why I started ice fishing. Like that is the whole draw for me.
That was literally why I started loving fishing as much as I do. I
Yeah.
remember going ice fishing as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Laying on the ice. We didn't catch anything, and I watched one whitefish swim past my wire worm at the end of the day, and I was like, that's it. I'm doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I remember the first time I actually ever caught a fish. I was just looking over top of the hole, and all of a sudden, this big like head just like loomed over, like eclipsed the whole hole. Yeah. And the first fish I caught was this massive burbot, just huge, and it couldn't even come out as a 6-inch hole. It sounded like a suction cup coming out of the hole. And that was it for me. That was in.
I think some of the funnest fishing days I've ever had was, I think the first year I got into ice fishing, like I didn't even have a graph, and I went out to Wob, and one of the good walleye spots out there, and I was out there in my tent, and I had 2 holes, and I would just sit there and watch Jake, and my son was with me, and what a day.
Yeah.
It was like boom, fish, drop, boom, fish, drop, boom, fish, drop, like just as fast as that. Like it's it's fun. Like you definitely do not need a fish finder. They're handy. I actually like them more for depth.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I enjoy them. You can really see what the fish are doing. If you got to change or something, you're going to see what the fish reaction is and everything. But like I said, for pike, I won't run it very often. For walleye and stuff, I can see if they're being finicky. I can change up, etc. That's where the camera's good for perch and stuff too.
Yeah.
When they just barely suck it in. Brandon was wondering, do you guys think it affects the fish or scares the fish when you run sonars?
Maybe a Vexlar.
I don't think the sonars themselves do. I know some fish can be a little camera shy when they're being finicky, for sure. But for the most part, anytime I've even used a camera, you'll get the odd pike coming in there trying to rip your camera off the cable.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen any detrimental effects to sonars. I mean, the fish must pick up that frequency down their lateral line unless it's out of their range, but it doesn't seem to affect them negatively.
Yeah. I think there was an article recently about it too. I can't remember what magazine it was in. Maybe Outdoor Canada. They were talking about it too, about the effect. It was kind of a video. I can't remember, but I think I saw it last week. But they kind of went into some stuff because it's got to bounce off them, right?
Yeah.
So they got to feel something maybe. But I don't think it affects them that badly.
No. And when you're ice fishing, anytime there's, say, a crack through the ice or a new heave pops up, that's sending shockwaves through the ice the same way that your sonar would.
Yeah.
So they feel it all no matter what.
Do you guys what do you prefer for electronics, camera or like a flasher or your digital screen?
It would depend on what I'm fishing for. I do find the sonar to be really handy for lake trouts in those deeper water columns. And especially with the Helix being able to run the full water column, you're zoomed in depth to where the bottom or the middle of the water column, wherever you're fishing. As you mentioned, being able to use the camera to see how fish are reacting to certain presentations is super handy. And in shallow for pike, it can be a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Get a big slew shark coming ripping out of nowhere and slamming your bait. It's pretty awesome.
I just camera this year, so I've only ever used just the fish finder, but I'm excited to actually use the camera.
Camera's only fun if you have that positioner. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
there's nothing worse than trying to get the camera to face your lure.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Like it
When you got, if it's outside your tent and you have to keep shuffling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Do you guys run sleds or anything, or quads, or just hike on, or take a truck?
2 feet and a heartbeat.
Yeah.
As long as the snow's not too deep, I'll run my quad. So usually, like, I find closer to the end of the season, like not when we have water on the ice, but when like it's packed nice, it's wicked. Like I could just get on the quad and just rip across the lake. But early season, once we start getting like big loads of snow, I've gone out and spent more time trying to get the quad on and off than I did fishing.
ATVs are super handy, and they can get you a lot of places on a lot of different lakes, especially in the backcountry. I picked up a new to me, kind of trapping, fishing, hunting sled this year, and I've had it out a couple times already, and I'm pretty impressed with its capabilities. So, looking forward to doing some more trips with that this year and seeing what it can really do.
Have you set it up at all with like the auger mount and stuff like that?
Yes, I did. I picked up, was it last year or the year before, I bought one of the Digger ice anchors or ice auger racks. I think they're out of North Dakota or somewhere, but that's been huge. And being able to take it off the quad and put it on the Skidoo, depending on snow conditions. But that's the only thing I really put on the Skidoo itself. I run 2 otter sleds behind the Skidoo, and when I'm doing overnight trips, I have all my fishing gear, heater, tent in the one sled, and my other sled I run my sleeping bag, clothes, food, all that.
It's 1 sled for your electronics, Adam?
Only the one sonar goes out with me.
Only one.
Has any of you guys ran a quad or a side-by-side with tracks on it? I'm super curious about that, because I don't know what my wife would do to me if I bought a sled, but she might not do as much if I put tracks on my side-by-side. I'm wondering how effective that is.
That's what
They work great.
That's what I've been looking at doing.
I know a few guys do run them, and they're all really happy with them.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah. There's a reason you go out to like Manitoba and everything, and all the side-by-sides are on tracks. There's Suburbans on tracks. There's vans on tracks. Everybody's on tracks. When you go to like Winnipeg, if you don't got tracks half the time, you're like barely getting off the main trail. But yeah, you go out there, it's a different world. There's lineups of tracked vehicles. It's pretty sweet.
It
Might
is.
have to invest. Is that an investment?
Yeah, it's a tool.
That's an investment.
Yeah. It's a write-off, isn't it?
Right. Well, it's going to be, yeah.
It's gonna be.
What do you guys have one favorite story from being on the lake? It could be a funny one or something like that. What's the funniest moment that ever happened to you?
Oh, I've got one I don't really like to admit, but it's pretty darn funny. So I was out on Cold Lake for one of my first trips up there with my buddy Steve, and we were set up in the tent, an absolute blizzard outside. It was terrible. And I had a little propane barbecue in the tent with the buddy heater. Cooked up lunch, no problem. Go to unscrew the 6-foot propane line from the buddy heater, and propane's turned off. Unscrew the barbecue, not the buddy heater. And all the propane comes blasting out of the line that was left in there under pressure. I'm like, oh, thank God that there's no open flame in here, except for the pilot light on the buddy heater. And I blew the whole tent right off the ice anchors and left the ring of webbing around the outside of the tent and blew the tent right off the top of us. So, yeah, that one was interesting.
So my buddy Jesse You know, we go fishing all the time in the summer. He's a big fly fisher, and you know, big fly fishers hate anything that has to do with ice fishing. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Come out with me, check it out. Like, let's at least try this out. And you know, I've got a shack, all this stuff. Maybe you'll like it, right? So anyway, first time ever we go out there. We go out onto Star Lake, walking over to our spot, and I hear, whoa! And I turn around, and he fell through the ice, like fell like up to his elbows into the ice. I'm like, oh man, throw him a rope, pull him out of the ice, and get him. I'm like, that guy has hated ice fishing ever since. But yeah, man, it just way to give him a good experience. Just.
I think the first year I got serious into ice fishing, I had picked up the small bunny heater, and we went out to Isle Lake, and we go out and we're pike fishing for the day, and I set up my tent and put grab the tank, throw it all together, put it all in, light it up to warm up the tent, and I go out and I'm doing up my my tip up and getting my pike rod ready, and I hear this, and I'm like, what was that? Like, I thought it was my kid or something. I look, and the side of my bunny heater is just like spewing flames out the side of this thing, and I'm just like, whoa. I go over, I take it off real quick, go in, shut it all off, wait till it goes, and now I carry a wrench in. And what it was is when I put it hand tight, it didn't quite fully. I don't know why it didn't, because I've done it before hand tight, never had a problem. But this one time, man, flicked it on, and I guess a little bit leaked out, and it must have backfired somehow and come out through where the hose was going in, and just freaking shooting flames out the side of my tent. It's actually on. I actually caught it on camera. It's on a video that I have.
You're like, damn, it's toasty in here. It's nice. This is nice.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Pretty funny. Definitely a learning curve.
I'm never going fishing with you guys, man.
Sounds dangerous. I think all of you blew somebody up or tried to drown somebody.
Good memory.
Yeah. Do you guys have any species that you're looking forward to target this year?
Burbot.
Perch.
Yeah.
Lake trout.
I'm gonna try and get myself a tiger trout through the ice this year.
Yeah. It is the season right now.
Yeah, it's been really good trout season so far.
Yeah, they're super aggressive right now.
Yeah, out of Beaumont.
Did any of you guys get signed up for Cold Lake Derby?
I work at my other job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same here. Unfortunately, I'll be working.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, Zal, your time has passed.
That thought's dead.
Talk about it for more than 72 hours.
Yeah, you had a week to get registered pretty much, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that are pretty psyched to be going up there this year, though. I think it'll be pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great event. It always is, but there's a lot of people going this year. It's going to be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of shenanigans.
Yeah, that's a good word, yeah.
It's actually been kind of cool, like, you know, meeting people through Instagram and stuff like that. You know, when you go out to these tournaments now, you end up running into people that, you know, you don't really know, but you feel like you know, and then you're like, oh, yeah, talking. It's kind of like
I wasn't sure how many people I knew would actually be going, which is why I kind of was just like, like I'll probably go up there and fish this year, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do it.
That's it. Is you throw yourself into these events, and okay, you might be apprehensive, but then you show up and you find out that everybody's here because they love fishing.
Yeah,
and you have a good time. You get to meet some new people. You get to bounce ideas off each other. Pick up on tips that they might have for making your ice shelter better techniques fishing. And it's always a good time.
Yeah, tournaments are a blast for sure. And it's lake trout. Lake trout are a blast.
Lake trout are super fun.
I've never caught one through the ice. I'm really looking
No.
forward.
This year it's gonna happen.
They can be tricky, that's for sure. But once you get on them, it can be a real good day.
Yeah.
I tried last year at Abraham and didn't have. I could get him to chase me. I couldn't get him to bite.
No. Yeah, sometimes they'll chase and chase all day,
Yeah.
but it's hard on that lake too. You can't just put something bait on the bottom or something. It's all bait ban, so you pretty much got to work them or really downsize, I think.
Yeah. And it was funny because I even downsized pretty good too. Like I started off big, I would get him to chase. They wouldn't bite, so I'm like, okay, so downsize. And then I downsize again. And they chased me all day long, but I could not get them to just take it.
Yeah, it can be frustrating for sure.
You can wash a lot of hooks in a day trying to get a lake trout to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when that bait clouds come in, I don't even chase them anymore. I barely twitch it right in that bait cloud. And just the confusion with all the bait going by, they just grab whatever. And as long as you look like you're trying to swim, I think sometimes that works awesome. I know we did that 2 years ago in the Derby. It worked really good. Just staying in that bait cloud, not ripping up and down, just staying in there, and they're just crushing it.
That's a solid point.
And then, yeah, because sometimes you can chase them all day, and it's just like they'll come up. If you don't got a super aggressive one, he's not going to smash it.
Yeah.
But if you stay camouflaged in with everything else, it's just another thing that they're going chaotic and they see something straggling or looks wounded, they're going to smoke it. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, they said we're done. We don't want to do this anymore.
There's a Jason.
My phone died, Mitch. You'll have to ask the other one here. We are really organized here over at Hooked Up Fishing Gear. Eh? We know what's going on.
There you go.
If you guys could get one fishing product for Christmas, what would it be?
New 10.
You get one?
Yeah, I need a new 10.
My wife always kills me because I just buy whatever I want. She's like, "You never wait till Christmas." I'm like, "Yeah, half the ice fishing season's done by then."
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Mine's a new 10 this year.
Yeah, I just got that otter tent.
Wouldn't mind a better rod case.
I need a new 10.
I need an auger.
I need a
Strike Master auger. That's what I need. If my wife's watching tonight, hi Nikki, I need the Strike Master auger.
Solid choice.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just go into the shop and like fill out a sheet so when they come to shop for you?
I'm trying to work something else. Yeah. Maybe like a payment plan or something. Maybe just year product test. Who knows?
Just testing.
Yeah.
What are you hoping Santa brings you, Mitch?
I'd like a live scope.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, if Santa's really wanting to impress me.
Didn't we just talk about like not using electronics?
Yeah.
Just living.
That's you guys.
Yeah,
I'll
I
ask
didn't say live scope, dude. Who cares about who you're fishing with if you got a live scope?
That's like a camera.
You can see what they're fishing with off to the side of you. And if they're getting bites, you just change up.
Yeah.
You don't even gotta ask them.
That's good. That is pretty good. It's not a bad idea. I'll ask my wife for a live scope too. See what she says.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a live scope. I think we're going to Mexico instead.
There's lots of fish down there.
Yeah, we'll get out for a day of fishing for sure.
Awesome.
Just it's kind of off season when we're down there, but
You're going there.
I'm headed there this another 15 days. I'm headed there. So
15 days.
get some fishing done on the boat. Don't know what species, don't care. Just go catch different fish. I'll post
Sorry,
on
Vince,
Instagram.
I don't want to hijack you. I know you're the question guy, but if you guys could travel anywhere to catch one type of fish, what would it be?
Want to catch one of those vampire fish.
Enjoy it. I'm trying to remember the name right now. Like, I don't even have to think about this. What's the name of the fish?
I want to go for those golden dorados in Brazil.
I want to fly fish for Aaron Pima.
Go
Yeah,
for those
the golden
big giant-
dorados
Yeah.
or
I wanna
those.
Did you say what?
Those trout in Mongolia. What are those
Yeah,
ones? Those
the taimen.
big- Yeah.
Oh, Hyman, that would be good.
That's probably on the top of my list too.
That's an insane trip too. I was looking into it. Like you pack in and everything and horseback all the way back there. It'd be so awesome.
It would be. It'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind getting up north for some Arctic char though too.
Oh yeah, that one video
Yeah.
Jay Stevens made there was totally got me on that.
Yeah, those real colored up ones.
Yeah.
Would be insane. We've caught them in the Yukon, but nothing like the colors.
Yeah. You get up to the Tree River and the Coppermine River, and that's another level.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know if I can afford that one either.
Just keep asking for stuff; it'll come.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have to work harder, I guess.
Gross. Then you got no time for fun.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't.
No. What you have any other new products that are coming out this year?
Holy man, we got quite a few things coming in this year, man. We got our summer order stuff is actually already starting to come. We weren't expecting it at all. We had 3 truckloads show up. I was like, holy, I don't even know where I'm going to put half this stuff. So we're going to do some configuring here in the old shop, make some changes, and there's going to be a lot of pegboard on the walls here pretty soon because there's a lot of stuff. But there is some new rods and reels from 13 Fishing and Lose. Actually, we're going to be bringing in as well. That's all coming this spring. I'm really excited for some of this 13 Fishing stuff that's coming. It's nice, real nice.
And where's your location and where they can find you on social media and everything?
Social media is Hooked Up Fishing Gear and Outdoors because our old account was hacked. So if you see the first one, Hooked Up Fishing Gear, don't go to that page. That is that was hacked. Somebody got into that. So and Outdoors, that's ours. Facebook, same. Hooked Up Fishing Gear and Outdoors, and then we're located in Spruce Grove, Alberta. We are right across from Black Dirt Company, on Golden Spike Road. Come by, check us out. We're growing. I don't know how often do we? We're growing.
You're growing.
A lot.
You're growing. Yeah.
I work out of town, right? So everything that this business brings in is obviously a blessing to me and my family. Like it's huge, and we're able to just product, right? That's all we're trying to do, man. We want to grow this and turn this into something awesome. So all the customer support that we received almost a year now, December 17th was our 1 year. It's been huge, like huge. We've met so many amazing people. Like I am blown away, and a lot of these people that are on this little video here, they're a bunch of the people that I've met, and they're just a fantastic group, like everybody. And
Awesome community.
what local gear do we sell? Oh man, we got lots. Get Hooked, Lures, Brown's Angling. We've got a bunch of Brandon Phobes, Mr. Fly Tire himself. What else? Trying to remember the name. The Fishing Den. He's another guy. Gary Golko ties as well. He does a bunch of just phenomenal jigs and painting and tying. He does a great job. We got all kinds. Huh? Oh, Lexi's Lures. Sorry, Lexi. Oh, there, my wife commented, Lexi Lures. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm not tired at all. But
Bite, right?
Fight Right, that's another one. Yeah. Yeah, we got tons of local.
Lucky Bug. Is that
No, that's no,
No.
that's BC.
They're Vancouver.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got a lot of local goodies in here.
Right on.
Everything
where
Jay's kind of highlighted there. Everything Jay's highlighted there, it's really a pleasure coming into the shop. You feel like a close friend or family when you're in here. And one of my favorite things is I don't have to go to Cabela's anymore. Yeah. It's they have a great selection here, and price points, honestly, they're on match with any of the other tackle retailers around. And you're going to get just as good, if not better, service than anywhere else. They're willing to go the distance. He's making his own plastics in-house. They are absolutely killing it with those. So it's worth coming to check out for sure.
Yeah, those plastics, like, they're legit. They're probably the best plastics I've ever used. I would say that they are.
Holy, I'm blushing, you guys. Stop. I'm right here. I'm right here. You know what's crazy though? It's a lot of feedback from the pro staff themselves. A lot of feedback on colors and the plastic and making changes, right? And just making things better. Like I fish fairly regularly and I still don't have enough time to test everything that I put out. So I try and test in as much as I possibly can, but these guys, they provide, yeah, these are working. This is awesome. This is fantastic. So that's huge, right? Yeah.
All my biggest fish, honestly, right now till date, has been the start of using Jay's plastics. Like every time I use it, I get a bigger fish. My fish get bigger. You know, it's not all about the biggest fish, but it's really working when you're in those right locations. Lac La Biche, you're gonna get big fish anyways, but if you're using his plastics, it's working. The garlic scent's great. Customer service is awesome. Danielle's super awesome to deal with. When you come in, it's like a big smile. Hi, how's it going?
She is happy all the time.
It is. She's doing great. She's doing awesome on the social media. She's doing beer reviews now. It's awesome. She's giving us outlook on what she has in store. So it's fantastic. She's doing an excellent job, and so are you. So
she actually likes fishing.
Yeah.
Not ice fishing. She's more like Jessie, Dean, when it comes to ice fishing, but she does enjoy fishing.
Aaron, where can they find you?
Gear Tackle Travels on Instagram. You can also find us on the Locators Outdoors on Instagram and YouTube. And Aaron Bullerwell on Facebook.
Adam, we'll just keep it rolling.
Sounds good. Either Adam Gamble Outdoors on Instagram and Facebook, or Adam's Angling Adventures, again on Instagram and Facebook. There's a website for Adam's Angling Adventures as well, adamsanglingadventures.com.
And I'm a good tug on Instagram.
Oh, are you?
It's a fishing term. No. I picked something that's only related to fishing.
Yeah, you can check out
my only fin.
It's about tugging his rod. That's what it's about. Tugging his rod.
Yeah, for sure.
You can find me at Adventure Time Fishing and Hunting on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
That's good.
Right on, guys. Thanks for being on. It's a great show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Good to see you, man.
Having us.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks for all the tips. You can catch us here usually Tuesdays. I know it's Monday, but next Tuesday we'll be back on. You can catch me on all the Northwest Adventure platforms. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.